This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you an exclusive interview with Anisa Mbega, High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania to India. The interviewer is Kaushik Roy, AIR correspondent.
Tanzania and India have enjoyed traditionally close, friendly and cooperative relations. From the 1960s to the 1980s, the political leadership involved in both countries shared commitments to anti-colonialism, non-alignment as well as desire for South-South cooperation. The former president of Tanzania, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, was held in high esteem in India. He was conferred with the Jawaharlal Nehru Award for International Understanding in 1974 and the International Gandhi Peace Prize in 1995. In the post-Cold War era, India and Tanzania both initiated economic reforms around the same time alongside developing external relations aimed at broader international political and economic relations. We are indeed privileged to have in our studios today Her Excellency, the High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania to India, Mrs. Anisa K. Mbega. Namaskar and Habari. Your Excellency, how would you describe India-Tanzanian relations?
It is true that Tanzania and India have enjoyed an excellent, vibrant bilateral relationship over the years, in fact over the decades. India is an important friend and a key strategic partner of Tanzania over the decades, as I said before, and our cooperation extends from trade, investment, training, cooperation on international fields, including matters related to the United Nations, exchange of top leaders' visits, line of credits, especially for water projects in Zanzibar and Tanzania mainland, grants, etc. The list goes on and on. India is also among the top 5 trade partners for Tanzania for the past 5 years. Our statistics shows that Tanzania exports to India has been increased from $908,000 in 2017 to approximately $1 million in 2021. Exports from Tanzania are mainly in agricultural produce such as cashew nuts, legume including pigeon peas, beans and chickpeas, cloves, wood and sesame seeds, as well as gold and tanzanite, just to mention few. We highly value the friendship and vital support that India, our great partner, has been extending to our country for decades.
Madam High Commissioner, in a changed global order, what are the priorities for Tanzania?
Tanzania has lots of potentials, and previously Tanzania played a major role in liberation of most of the African countries from colonialism. But with the shift in global order and given the fact that most of the countries are now independent, Tanzania's policy has also shifted, focusing on the implementation of economic diplomacy. There's also a need to uplift the standard of life of our poor people if we need to achieve a sustainable development. And hence we decided to shift a focus to prioritize our agenda for economic development. Tanzania's dream is to become an industrialized country, and this is why more emphasis is on the establishment of agro-processing industries and value addition for agricultural produce. The agriculture sector remains central to Tanzania's industrialization as it provides markets for industrial products and raw materials for our industries. Tanzania has 44 million hectares of arable land with an estimated 29.4 million hectares suitable for irrigation. This sector has varieties number of opportunities which will help uplifting our people's lives and our economy in general.
India and Tanzania have deep cultural ties, and who knows this better than you who have studied in India? How can we take our ties forward, our bonds, our friendship and our relations forward?
It is true, and I'm one of the beneficiaries of this cooperation because I also studied my first degree in India, and coming back to India for the second time as the High Commissioner feels at home to me. So I would say that Tanzania and India are very closely related in many fields, including culture. Tanzania is a home to about 60,000 people of Indian origin who interact with local communities at all levels. We share historical ties during the colonial era when traders from India came to the coast of East Africa for spice trading, ornaments, etc. through the Indian Ocean. Tanzanian people love Indian music a lot. We love the Indian dance and movies. So through this, people get to interact and formidable cooperation. Exchange programs through different channels, such as training, is a catalyst for continuation of the bond between our people of Tanzania and India. Trading and investments as well is also another avenue for maintaining such kind of a bond, just to mention a few.
Major imports from India to Tanzania include petroleum products, pharmaceuticals, motor vehicles, 2-, 3-wheelers, wires, cable, electrical machineries, equipment and other things, including most importantly iron and steel, sugar, etc. And Tanzania's major exports to India include cashew nuts, as you mentioned, pulses, gold, timber and ores and metal scrap, etc. Ma'am High Commissioner, how do we increase the trade volume between our two countries? Because the trade is now the most important thing that connects peoples.
Yeah, as I said before, Tanzania's main focus is on the implementation of the economic diplomacy, and one aspect of it is trade. And Tanzania and India, we have enjoyed cooperation in different areas, including trade. In an effort to increase trade, the two countries agreed to form a platform known as Joint Trade Commission in January 2000. In this platform, all related matters of trade are discussed and agreed upon on the way forward. It has never been held since 2017 due to the corona pandemic. Right. We've been affected by the corona pandemic in many fields, including trade as well. Now that the pandemic is over, the two countries have started again, initiated process for the arrangement of the next Joint Trade Commission in the near future. Through this kind of framework and also other means such as business forums, road shows, good political will, which we all enjoy in both our countries, Tanzania and India, etc., will help to increase the volume of trade between our two countries.
That's wonderful to hear. Madam, the Indian community, as you mentioned, is around 60,000 in Tanzania, and we have deep ties since the colonial period. What role does the Indian community, or rather the Indian origin community in Tanzania, play in the development of Tanzania?
We have a good number of Indian community in Tanzania, and most of them comes from Gujarat state. And most of the Indian community in Tanzania are from the business community. And they've already established themselves into different business ventures, including manufacturing, steel, agriculture, trading, etc. Their contribution to economic development of our country is highly recognized by the government of Tanzania. So as you can see, the community contributes to the economy of the country through trading and investment, which they have established. And trade and investment is always the backbone of the economy of the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Madam High Commissioner, which are the areas of cooperation, in your opinion, that India and Tanzania should expand cooperation in the coming years?
We have lots of areas, but I'll just mention few. Tanzania, as you know, of course, India has a very big population compared to Tanzania. In Tanzania, we've got a population of 59 million, 0.4 something. And with the growth rate of 2.7 and 3.1 of the population is aged 65 years and above. But most of all the medical facilities are imported from outside the country, and especially in India. The pharmaceutical and medical devices which the country imports is between 85% to 94%. And the imported products cost the government, in terms of foreign currency, spent annually around $0.8 billion to $1 billion. Therefore, Tanzania has a wide range of opportunities to invest in the areas of manufacturing of businesses, of medicines, medical supplies, laboratory supplies, etc. Also, there's the opportunity to invest in institution of training, industrial pharmacists, and also establishment of big hospitals like Apollo, Max, and others. Another area of focus is on agro-processing. Tanzania has an annual production of fruits and vegetables of around 2,750,000 tons per annum. Out of this, only 4% is processed. As you can see in agro-processing industries, opportunities for investment entails value addition and improvement of quality of standards. In Tanzania, we really need that aspect to be improved. So we need investment in those areas and packaging as well as vegetables processing such as tomatoes, okra, bindi in Hindi. I love bindi, okra. We call it bamia in Swahili, and chilies. So we welcome investors and business people to explore on the mentioned opportunities, which will open up more doors of cooperation between our two countries.
I would like to know from you, what is the significance of the World Kiswahili Day and what are its main features?
Swahili Day intends to promote Kiswahili as one of the international languages which will be now recognized internationally. As I said, now Kiswahili language, it's an official language and it's now recognized internationally. And through the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, popularly known as UNESCO, as part of the implementation of the Resolution 71/328 on 23rd November 2021, during the 41st session of the UNESCO General Conference, proclaimed the 7th of July each year as the World Kiswahili Language Day. The language, apart from being a means of communication, it is also a tool for sharing our common identity, cultural and historical values with more than 200 to 500 speakers in almost 10 mostly widely spoken countries in the world. Kiswahili is mostly spoken in the sub-Saharan countries of Africa. It has also been identified as one of the official working languages of the African Union, East African Community, and SADC. Kiswahili has played a major role in uniting people, promoting peace, tolerance, as well as multiculturalism. This is even reflected in this year's theme of Kiswahili Day. Means the theme of this Kiswahili Day is Kiswahili for peace and prosperity. In Swahili we say Kiswahili kwa amani na maendeleo. In Tanzania, where Kiswahili has its roots, it has played a major role in these mentioned aspects.
UNESCO has designated 7th of July as the International Kiswahili Language Day. India took the first step in having Kiswahili broadcast way back in 1966. So this is part of record and this is part of India's friendship with the African continent and especially with the Kiswahili speaking people. I would like to know from you, Madam High Commissioner, what message would you give to the Kiswahili speaking community here in India and those in the South Asian region and also in Tanzania and other places in Africa where Kiswahili is the mother tongue?
My message is just a short but straightforward message. To everyone who speaks Swahili, who listens Swahili, who wants to learn Swahili, and all the people around the world, I would just want to let them know that Kiswahili language is a reflection of our African heritage, and therefore we need to nurture it. Africa needs peace and tolerance for its sustainable development, and therefore through Kiswahili we can be able to unite and focus on our vision for the development of our continent and also for the friendly countries of Africa such as India. I just wish them a good day in the celebration of Kiswahili Day, and we hope that more and more people will learn Swahili because Swahili one day might take the place of English.
We also thank you so very much, Ma'am High Commissioner, for gracing our studios today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.
You were listening to an exclusive interview with Anisa Mbega, High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania to India. The interviewer was Kaushik Roy, AIR correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio.